Hi everybody, what's going on with you all today? I'm going to be talking to you about movie trailers because I have been noticing this weird trend that Hollywood has been demonstrating over the past couple of weeks. And to truth be told, it's been going on a lot longer, but I feel like they've been ramping up this sneaky tactic where they give you movie trailers that are generally okay, but then like 2 seconds out of the trailer has to have this weird political verbal injection or some kind of political movement visual cue. And it's really irritating. And when those moments do show up, I admittedly get turned off to the movie. And others have expressed that they are also being turned off to movies like Blue Beetle and Indiana Jones and Across the Spider-Verse and so on. And I want to touch upon a couple of those things before moving on to the main subject of the day. If you see the Blue Beetle trailer behind me, you'll notice that most of the trailer is fine until we get to this one moment where George Lopez, of all people, I think it's really funny that he says this, by the way, considering his real life political views, but he says Batman's a fascist. And if anybody knows who Batman is, he is not a fascist. He wasn't working for Hitler back in World War II Germany, so he doesn't have those beliefs. He's not about fascism, I can tell you that. But this just goes to show that like movie directors that spew hatred on Twitter about J6ers, etc., aka the director of Blue Beetle, it's just, you know that there is something going on here. And that these things are deliberate, okay? These people go through these movie trailers and they pick and choose what to put in there. And it's like they slip these things in and think that people won't notice. And sometimes they just put it in at the very, very end so that you will have already seen the trailer and given your time and energy to the production company. And so it won't even matter if you do hear this one line, but this one line just changes the entire perspective of the movie trailer. The same can be said for movies like Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which is starring Miles Morales, right? Well, right in this trailer, they don't even wait until the end. They just deliberately put it right in the front there. And you can see on his backpack or his notebook or whatever it is, and it has a BLM sticker. And later on, even up here in the top right-hand corner, you can see a flag basically saying, protect trans kids. And if you know what's been going on in the world, that is a really controversial subject right now. And they're just freely throwing it in there. I mean, this movie is not just targeted at adults. It's also targeted at kids. And not just this movie, but also the Blue Beetle movie trailer. And unfortunately, the trend continues with Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And right here, I wanted to show you guys something that Helena, which is a character in Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny that was made up so that she could accompany Indiana Jones on his last adventure. And right here, I'm going to be showing you this clip so that you can see it for yourself. But she makes a jab at capitalism and completely botching the definition of what capitalism is, which I will show you in a minute. But first, let's look at this clip.
Wreck them all. You stole it. Then you stole it.
And then I stole it. It's called capitalism.
Oh, yep. She said it. It's called capitalism. You steal something, he steals something, and I steal something. We're all stealing, we're all thieves. That's capitalism. And of course, it's absolutely ridiculous. That's not what capitalism means. If you look at the definition right here, it says capitalism is a system in which private individuals or businesses own and control the means of production, such as land, capital, and technology. So, in other words, thievery, right? No, absolutely not. But this is a weird trend that has been going on for a while. And if people weren't already turned off to Indiana Jones, I mean, they're going to be turned off now. And if they're not turned off by this moment, then they're probably going to regret seeing this movie, because if this is the kind of thing that continues throughout the entire film, then it could be a disaster for Lucasfilm and a disaster for Indiana Jones. Now, that's not to say that this line speaks for the entire film. It's completely possible that this is just a throwaway line, and it's completely possible that it was just edited to make it look like that was just the string of sentences that she was saying. In the movie, it could be a completely different context with a completely different meaning. The same kind of controversy occurred when, the Super Mario Bros. Trailer came out showing Peach to be a big girl boss, which I actually saw the movie recently. I thought that there were a couple of girl boss moments, but I didn't think that they went too overboard. But it just goes to show that, trailers can show you something that you don't like. and then the movie could be completely different. And I do think that Hollywood tries to bait people into hating something just so that they can say, ha, you were wrong, the movie was nothing like this. But if that's the case, people just need to be more resilient and more vigilant when watching these things. It's no question, there's no question at all that general audiences have been desensitized to this kind of stuff. And you can almost say that people are a bit hypersensitive to it, because there have been so many bad TV shows and so many bad movies that have released that have shown clear and outright overt political injection, hatred for specific races and for specific sexes, with undermining and belittling. And most of the time when people call these things out, they get completely trolled. They get ratioed, they get canceled. And it absolutely does suck, but I think it's important that people remain vigilant when watching these trailers. Of course, it could be that this is just a nothing burger. Absolutely. But with everything coming out about the director of Blue Beetle coming out and saying awful things about the far right and saying terrible things about J6ers, and that, you know, Trump should meet the same fate as Abraham Lincoln, which, by the way, that's a tweet that he deleted. It kind of just, it puts a bad taste in people's mouths. And we're already soured to all of the bad things that we've had to endure already. Velma, for example. But when you have Indiana Jones, Helena, coming out and saying the one thing that people were expecting her to say, it's not a good look. I mean, people are already expecting Helena to be a woke character, or a character that replaces Indiana Jones or puts him down because he's an old white man, right? And I, of course, I would hope that that's not the case. But reality has a really big tendency of slapping you in the face when you least expect it. So I'm preparing fully for the worst. But I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on it. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Like and share this video if you prefer to see more of my content. Consider subscribing, clicking that notification bell so that you don't miss a thing. I hope to see you all again next time, and I hope you all have a nice day. See you later.